How exactly do you accurately talk about the things you've experienced in life, the plans you're making for tomorrow, and the things you merely wish you could do? To answer that, we're going to review your lessons from classes 10, 11, and 12, and we'll be doing it using the actual worksheet answers provided by your Brazilian classmates. This diagram shows the very first step. Before building complex sentences, you have to master the third column of irregular verbs, the past participle. Let's look at how these base verbs transform. The verb see becomes seen. Be turns into been. Without instantly recalling this third column of verbs, constructing the advanced tenses we are about to cover is impossible. Let's apply those verbs to your life experiences using the present perfect tense. A major part of this is knowing when to use specific adverbs. We use already for completed actions and yet for uncompleted ones. This split screen shows the exact grammatical formula for a positive statement: subject plus have or has plus already plus the past participle. On the right side, look at how your classmate Jefferson applied this to write, "I've already gotten married." Notice specifically where Jefferson placed already. It sits right in the middle, between the auxiliary verb and the past participle. This is crucial for avoiding the direct syntax translations that often confuse Portuguese speakers. Let's look at negative statements. The worksheet asks if you've tried skiing. Since we are in Brazil, most students haven't done this. Pause the video right here. Try to construct your own negative present perfect sentence about skiing using the word yet. Here is what Valeria wrote: "I haven't tried skiing yet." The rule here is strict. The word yet must be positioned at the absolute end of your sentence. Mastering these strict adverb placement rules is exactly what separates a direct Portuguese translation from natural-sounding English. Moving into the material from Class 11, we encounter the first conditional. You use this specific tool to discuss real, possible future events. This diagram outlines the first conditional formula. You combine a present condition with a future consequence. If plus the present simple, followed by a subject, plus will or might, and finally the base verb. Let's look at real examples from the worksheets. Valeria wrote, "If I get more exercise, I'll be able to lose weight." Lucas wrote, "If I get more exercise, I'll have a good shape." Notice the punctuation. When you start a sentence with an if clause, you are required to use a comma before stating the future consequence. Compare that directly with Class 12's second conditional. You use the second conditional for completely imaginary or hypothetical situations. The perfect example from your worksheet is the magic lamp prompt. Finding a genie on the beach is obviously an unreal situation. Because the situation is unreal, this diagram shows how the formula steps backward in time. You pair a past tense condition with a conditional modal verb, if plus the simple past, followed by a subject plus would, could, or might, and the base verb. Tiago, Valeria, and Jefferson all successfully applied different modal verbs to this exact same past tense Tiago said he would help poor people. Valeria said she could request to travel, and Jefferson noted he might buy some things. Choosing between the first and second conditional dictates whether you are making a practical, real-world plan or simply dreaming about the impossible. Let's test how these rules work together by looking at this diagram of 3 incorrect sentences. These represent the most common structural mistakes Brazilian learners make across these 3 grammar topics. For the first sentence, we apply the present perfect rules. The adverb sits in the middle, and we need the past participle. It corrects to, "I have already gone to Paris." For the second sentence, we apply the first conditional by separating the present tense condition from the future consequence. It becomes, "If I study, I will get good grades." Finally, the third sentence is an unreal situation. We match the past tense condition with the correct would modal for the second conditional to get, "If I found a magic lamp, I would be rich." Here is a final cheat sheet showing all 3 formulas. Take a screenshot of this graphic to save for your future reference. By mastering these 3 distinct structural formulas, you now have the grammatical accuracy to fully express your life history, your real plans, and your wildest dreams.